Hey there folks, and welcome back for another head shaving video. And today we're going to have a cart shootout between the Gillette Sensor 3 and the Schick Extreme 3. We'll use these side by side and see which one does the better job for me. Let me set that aside. We'll come back, wet the dome, and get started. Stay tuned. Alright, and the soap we're going to use today is the same one we used for our shave today, Ariana and Evans Monte Carlo, which is a beautiful cologne scent. Let's get the mirror over here so we can see what's going on, and we will lather up the dome and see how this goes. Again, using a 2-cart Schick Extreme 3 versus Sensor 3. I happened to see them when I bought the Schick on Amazon. I figured, okay, let's try the Sensor and see if there's any difference. People tend to like these comparison videos, and a lot of folks who are even traditional shavers use carts on their head because, you know, they're just a little easier for some people. Not across the board for everyone. Some people don't like them. That's okay. But I found they do pretty well for me, so let's see how we do today. We'll use the the Gillette Sensor 2 on the right side, and we'll use the Schick Extreme 3 on the left, and we'll start from back to front and see how it goes. And one thing I can tell you at the onset, because I've already used the Schick Extreme 3 previously, is there's a little better pivot for certain on the sensor. It does pivot a little easier and a little nicer. That I can tell you. It feels pretty good. I have to take off my glasses in a little bit to work with the around the ears, but I'll do that when I finish the shave. Feels pretty good, the sensor so far. No problems at all. They're comparable in price. The Schick might be a little bit more expensive. It's not tremendously so, I don't think, because I can't remember exactly what I paid for them, but this one does pivot a little better. That I can tell you. If pivot is important to you, that's some information that you can use. It certainly does a little better job on the pivoting front, so keep that in mind. All right, let's make sure we get all the way down on this side. And that was nice. That felt nice and smooth, no problems. And now we will go with our Schick Extreme 3. See, this one is more fixed. It just pivots a little bit, but it also bends in the center. So if that is important to you, that's something to consider as well. This one also feels smooth. I think I like the pivot a little bit more on the sensor too, the Gillette. Although that's just me. It does, you know, sort of go around those contours a little bit easier than this one, but this one is doing a good job as well, I think, so far anyway. And again, this one does give you a little bit of advantage in that it can bend a little bit, the blade itself in the middle. So it does pretty well working around the contours of your head. So it's interesting. One has an advantage in one area, one has an advantage in the other. And we'll rinse the head here in a minute and see how the first pass came out in terms of closeness. It could be exactly even. There's just no way to know until I sort of rinse my head a little bit and see how it came out. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've got a little water on the dome. I missed some spots myself, just didn't hit the spots. Got water dripping in my eyes. That's the problem with water on the dome. It'll run right down in your eyes. I'd say feels pretty close to even for me on that first pass. So we'll try to do a better job on pass 2 and getting both sides equally shaven, because I just flat out missed some spots due to no fault of the razor. That was me entirely. So we'll try to make sure we'll focus up front here for pass number 2, and then get the back and see how that works. We'll start about right there and make sure we get the entire. Yeah, this soap is wonderful, by the way. This Ariana and Evans Monte Carlo. Great scent, great quality, just all around great stuff in my view. Really, really nice. I must say, I think I really like the pivot on this sensor. Um, I've grown to appreciate pivots through this, head shaving. And appreciate how they sort of, glide around things without risk of really cutting yourself. Let's just knock that back so it doesn't roll forward into my eyes. All right. Which I almost just put it in my eyes there. Anyway, I have been appreciating the pivot, and this one has a good one. It's fairly loose on the pivot, so it will pivot quite easily, and that was quite nice. Let's use our Schick Extreme 3. And actually, both of them feel pretty good, folks, to tell you the truth. I wish I could remember what the price difference was. I want to say the Schick was a little less expensive on Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I believe it was, if my memory is serving me, which sometimes it doesn't, quite frankly. Let's see. All right. Okay. Let's knock that stuff back a little bit so it doesn't roll in my eyes, and we'll lather up the back, and then we'll come back and see how close they are, or if there's any major difference. My guess is there's not a ton of difference. I think I slightly prefer the overall feel of the Gillette Sensor 3. Maybe marginally. It just feels a little better to me using it. But that doesn't mean certainly it's going to be better for you. This soap is fantastic, by the way. Really, really nice. Not bad at all. Okay. Let's come back to the back with our Schick Sensor 3. You can still hear all that stuff because this is against the grain on the back of my head. So the with grain pass doesn't do a lot in the back, as you can probably hear. But we're getting to it now. Not bad at all. Hope everyone is doing well. This is Saturday. I don't know when I'll post this though. It could be Sunday or Monday. The head shave videos sometimes run a little bit behind, so please be aware of that. Sometimes I don't post them in the same day, so just stay cognizant of that. It may not be the exact same day, but whatever day it is that you're watching, I hope you've had a beautiful shave this morning. I had a nice head shave with the above the tie G1, which is single edge razor. I did get a nick or weeper, but that was probably me, not the equipment, which is usually the case. Most times it's not the equipment that causes the issue, it's you. All right. I think we've done pretty good on that side. Let's get back here with our Schick Extreme and see how we do. Not as loud, the Schick Extreme, I notice, on the audio feedback. In the way it's designed, it doesn't, you don't hear quite as much cutting. I'm sure it's cutting pretty decent, however. But I certainly don't hear it quite as much. I think it's doing a pretty good job, to be honest. I've had good luck with these carts, again, on my head. Some people absolutely don't want to use them, and that's fine, because they are expensive, and they're a pain in the butt in that regard. But they have done a pretty good job on my head, I have to say, up to this point. But I'll continue to use DEs. Just today I wanted to do a shootout between these two to see who came out on top. Okay, let's get a little water here and sort of rub down and see. For me, as far as actual efficiency, I think they came out about even, to tell you the truth. There's not really a discernible difference for me between the two sides. There's a little bit of stuff I'm going to have to clean up, but I always have to clean it up. Maybe on the back right here, little bit more efficiency on the Gillette side. That could have been me just doing a better job on that side. That is entirely possible. So I'd say it's pretty much a wash on actual efficiency. This one feels a little better to me. I don't know how the blades will wear, if one lasts longer than the other, others. But this one feels a little better to me when using it. I'm going to go ahead and take off the glasses and clean everything up, and we'll get back and do the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back, and in comes the magic made by witches. And folks, got to tell you something. I learned a little something during the touch-up phase of this shave that I'm going to share with you. So my original preference has been changed, and rarely does this happen, but as I was touching up, I was using the Sensor 3, and I have a few very difficult areas to get in the back, and I was having trouble getting at it with that. Whereas with the Schick Extreme, you can bear down a little bit. Now, with traditional razors, we don't use pressure, but with the cart, to get some of these spots, I have to use a little pressure. And this one, because it bends a little bit and gives, allows you to use a little more pressure to get into those areas that, you know, are a little tougher. Maybe there's a little indentation or something along those lines. This one actually did a better job, so I've changed my mind. Although this one feels a little bit better due to the pivot. This one actually gets closer because it allows me to bear down just a little bit in a few spots and get to that level cue ball, whereas this one you can't bear down as much because the blade is more rigid. The blade's more rigid. So the winner is actually the Gillette, excuse me, not Gillette, screwing up. I do that a lot. Schick Extreme 3 is actually the winner. So Carrie, this one is for you. The Schick came out on top. Again, I'm surprised. I didn't take that into consideration in my initial finding, but this one came out to be the better shaver. So, hey, it is what it is. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Oh, let's do some aftershave first before we run out of here. This is Ariana and Evan's. Let's see. Let's try a little bit of that. It's got a sprayer, so let's spray some on the dome and rub it around. That smells really nice. Cologne-like scent. Beautiful stuff. All right, and we have had an excellent head shave today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Until next time, let's help make the entire world shave great once again.